tassa bhagavato arahato sammāsambuddhasa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammāsambuddhasa. So, beginning our practice with meditation, as always, in honor of it being solstice, the little meditation touching on the felt sense of fullness. But as always, starting with just settling the body in a comfortable posture for stillness. Whether sitting, standing, or lying down. Inviting the spine and central column of the body to be long, at ease. If you're sitting, lifting the sternum and solar plexus a little so the shoulders fall open. Relaxing belly, chest, low back, shoulders, neck, face. And then down through the whole body, just settling, landing where we are, in the here and now, in this place, this moment. Knowing where you are on the earth and when you are in your life. And allow the breath to bring you more fully into yourself. The Buddhist tradition emphasizes philosophically the concept of emptiness, but experientially in meditation encourages connection with the infinite in the form of infinite spaciousness, infinite consciousness. And deepening layers of connection to ways of perceiving the entirety of the universe. You can begin with the sense of the body as taking up an amount of space, a limited amount of space. This can begin the way we always do with posture, with proprioception, with the space of the body filling out, awareness of the volume, the energy field around the body. And then bring into awareness a larger field of space around the body. Maybe the space of the room you're in, or the space that defines the area around you, whether you're inside or outside. And invite the felt sense of space as distance, as the feeling of relationship between things, proximity and distance can be felt. And then opening to a larger field of space. And you could choose any size field that occurs naturally in your imagination. This could be a small field like the space of the building or property you're on or the neighborhood you're in, or a larger space like the region of the continent or country that you're in. Really seeing if we can feel space. So maybe think of a city some miles distant. Can you feel how far away it is? And feeling the distance, can you feel how much activity, texture, beings, objects fill the space between you and that place? Mostly this is how we feel space, as we track how much stuff is between us and some other thing. Even if that stuff is air or distance. Feeling a large expanse of space, staying connected to the body. Just see if the sense of the body changes. Often this comes most easily as image. And so if what you get is an image, like an aerial shot or looking at a map or the memory of roads, see if you can translate those images into sensation, energy, feeling. And then as you have a felt sense of the body in a field of larger space, you can just invite. You could do this in stages with increasingly larger spaces. Imagine the planet, the solar system, the galaxy. Or you could soften your sight, soften the mind's eye, and even soften the felt sense of the body and its posture. Maybe ignore the posture a bit and turn your attention to the universe, the whole boundless universe. And the classical phrase here is space is infinite. And so you can think that phrase or something like it a few times and see what happens. See if you can feel space is infinite. So there's an infinite amount of distance between things, containing things, encompassing all the things, all the planets and stars, people and ideas, everything there ever was or will be is contained in the vastness of space. Can you feel that vastness? You can relax into it and trust it. But if it feels too trippy or ungrounding or invokes fear, you can just let it go. Come back to the body sitting on the earth. Or take a breath to remember the body and then go back into it. Space is infinite, boundless. When the mind wanders in a meditation like this, it's going to be to something smaller, of course. And so you can feel perhaps when the mind goes to a thought, a story, some other sensation, that it shrinks its bounds, the bounds of what it's aware of. It shrinks to a much, much smaller focus. And so one way to settle into stability with this meditation is to really perceive the fullness, the expandedness, and stay connected with that. As soon as it starts to contract, remember the infiniteness of space and invite it to expand again, resting in a sense of vastness, boundless vastness. So we can practice like this in silence together. Anytime you feel finished with it, just coming back to body, breath, the seat in the here and now. as we come toward the close of our meditation. I'm going to chant a verse I haven't done here in a long time from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which is a sacred text of the Vedic tradition that precedes the Buddha by some few hundred years, perhaps. This may well have been a text that he knew, and that in some ways, some of his teachings are clearly responding to, or simply it's a text that was around in his day and that folks he interacted with would be aware of. This is a verse that celebrates the nature of the universe as fullness. The words are Purnamada, Purnam Idam, Purnata Purnam Udachyate, Purnasya Purnam Adaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. So I'll sing that through a few times. It translates as something like, this is full, that also is full. From fullness, fullness comes. To fullness, fullness returns. If fullness were to be taken away from fullness, fullness would still remain. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnata Purnam Mudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vashishyate, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vashishyate, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnata Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vashishyate, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnata Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vashishyate, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnata Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Blessings of emptiness and fullness